everybody's here from stream is first let me make sure you guys have been here before, so you guys already know what I'm about to ask you, if you're going to be able to play for the hour and a half. Okay, so as long as everybody's good to play the hour and a half, let me go ahead and double check and make sure everybody's still placed, because this is a golden under lobby. It's not the communication lobby. So if you joined in and you thought it was a different lobby or something like that, let me go ahead and make sure everybody's golden under on the role that you're queuing for and not above diamond on any of the other roles. And also I guess I should public my profile because my profile is private from yesterday. Alright, so let me go ahead do that, and then what we will do, we're going to do something a little bit special, which will save which will actually give you guys a lot more time to practice some stuff and maybe do two things depending on how well you guys learn tonight. Light Bounty, can you public your profile please? It's still private, I think, from yesterday.
Yeah, sorry, I had it off for just a second.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Okay, I did it. It might take a bit to refresh though.
All right, so once that gets done there,
Does it still say private?
yeah, right, yeah, for right now it does.
Yeah, it says public in my settings, so just wait, I guess.
Okay. Alright, so I guess while we're waiting, okay, there it goes. It went through, finally. Alright, so does anybody have any questions or anything like that before I guess we get started with, what you're wanting to talk about, or what we're going to be doing? Any questions? Okay. Alright, well, I guess if nobody has any questions, then let's go ahead and get started. Thoughts on Hanzo skin? We talked about this already. It looks like a more ninja, whatchamacallit, Overwatch League skin with more black stuff and mini Genjis. So, I don't necessarily like the glasses with the skin, but either way. Alright, let me go ahead and start this timer. Alright, so what we're going to be doing is, since you guys have already done this lobby and stuff like that, we have two options. We can either, one, go through the diagnostic phase, or two, since all of you guys have already been here before, we can just start out on something that you guys want to work on. Either we could go team composition stuff, since we rarely, very rarely, I think, we do team composition stuff. Also, we can do positioning things, which has happened a little bit more. We can do communication stuff, which kind of happens, or ultimate stuff, which I think happens most often. So, I guess all you guys pick which one you guys want to do, type it down in the group chat, and then we can do one, whoever gets the most votes, I guess you could say. You think he looks sick? I don't necessarily like the glasses with the skin. I don't like the glasses with the skin. It throws it off, I think. I don't think it's terrible, but I don't think it's bad. Are people in the group chat hear me? Okay, I was like, well, what are we doing? Because like nobody said anything. It's either team comp, positioning, ultimate usage, or communication. Any of those four things we can work on. And I'm like, I'm kind of like waiting. I'm like, somebody want to pick something? Communication, can we do a thing where we need to back out when we do something wrong? That is ultimate usage, but that's not comms though. Because comms can be fixed with it. If comms ain't gonna break or ain't gonna lose you a whole match. Throwing ultimates will usually be the worst thing there.
That's what I want.
Okay, so we got communication, positioning, We got first thing on Lucio, so I'll probably be a train wreck, so I don't mind what we do, so one doesn't care. Communication and positioning is good, yeah. Positioning or team comp. Team comp also maybe. I don't know, snipe also. Okay, so sniper, light, and Pokemon both said team comp. We have 1, 2, 3 on communication, and we have 1 on positioning, 3 on positioning. So 3 on positioning, 2 on communication, and 3 on. Okay, so it's either team comp or positioning. Sorry, I'm trying to like look and add. So we can either do team comp or positioning. Which one do you guys want to work on first?
I say positioning.
No, just type in group chat. Type in the group chat. POS or team comp. Okay, looks like I'm a piece of shit. Okay, thank you. All right. So what we're gonna do, because we're gonna work on positioning. We're gonna work normally and let me go ahead and start the timer real quick so I stay on schedule with everything. Normally, we work with the same team comp. If you guys have been here and seen the positioning and stuff like that, we work with the Ryan, Zarya, Lucio, Bray, blah, 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 right? Since you guys have been here before, we're going to do something a little different where we're running the same play style of comp, but we're not running that same team comp. We're going to run something a little harder and a little bit more punishing to an extent. So what this team comp is going to be, we're going to alternate between the two. Depending on the map, and I'll pick which one we're going to run. Both team comps will have a Lucio, so whoever's wanting to play Lucio, whatever. The flex support will be either a Moira or a Brig. If we're running the Reinhardt comp, we're running a Brig, so we're going to be running 2 main supports. If we're running the other comp, the Rush comp, we're going to run the Moira. If anybody's heard of the Rush comp or stuff like that before the hog thing went through, it plays like a Reinhardt Zarya, but way quicker. So we're going to start out with monkey composition. So what we're running is Winston. We're going to run Winston Diva, and then we're going to run Reaper Sombra, and then we're running a Lucio Moira. Depending on what the map is, we may swap our Diva out for Zarya and run Winston's Zarya. Actually, we're gonna run Winston Zarya because that was more of what was going on. We're gonna run Winston Zarya. Sorry about that. So Zarya is gonna stay in both compositions, and none of the DPS is gonna stay the same if we swap. And then the other composition, the Winston will switch to Reinhardt. So we're either going to run 2 comps: Lucio, Moira, Zarya, Winston, Reaper, Sombra is 1 comp. The other composition is going to be Lucio, Brig, Ryan, Zarya, McCree, May. These are the 2 compositions that we're going to run, depending on the map. Alright, so, does anybody have any questions about any of the stuff that we're going to be doing?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Since you're another DPS, can I take McCree and Reaper?
Yeah, good. But you can auto-lock whatever, it doesn't matter, I'll pick last. Okay, so, both compositions are going to be playing the same way. One is just a little bit more mobile. Both are not going to be poking. Both are not going to be doing anything. As soon as we amp in, that's when we go to amp in. We don't need to necessarily jump with our monkey. We can if you want to, but ideally, you're going to be jumping to chase somebody down, and then we can amp in after you. So these are, ideally, we're just going to speed boost in first, and then go in that way, and then when somebody's trying to run away or something, you can jump to follow up on the kill. Alright, so let's go with the first one. Depending on the map, like I said, it will determine what we're going to be playing. Hopefully we get something that can run the other thing here, but if not, oh well. Do 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 do. Okay. Whew. I'm excited to try this. See how you guys do with this different compositional and positioning. So yesterday I tried that Papa John's stuffed crust pizza, and I can say it's not terrible. I've always liked Papa John's, so.
Is it like a new thing? Did they always have it?
They've never. I don't think they've had stuffed crust. I think it's new. There's only so many pizza places that live around where I'm at. I live in Oklahoma, and there's not a lot of pizza places where I'm from in Oklahoma. So you have your Domino's, Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, Papa John's, and like maybe another one or something like that. But a lot of the ones that I've been through, they don't have stuffed crust. Pizza Hut does, but I do not like Pizza Hut stuffed crust because their stuffed crust part is really good, but they make their pizza slices so thin, it like falls apart and it's so weird. So I don't necessarily like that. If possible, I try not to ever get stuffed crust from Pizza Hut. But the best one I've had so far has been Little Caesar stuffed crust. That is good.
Yeah, I'm from New York, so I'm like spoiled. Like,
Oh yeah, you get actual pizza.
I don't really go to like that. I'm kind
Alright,
of
so,
spoiled.
we're running the monkey composition.
I'm not a fan of the New York pizza. Have you ever tried
Yeah,
New
it's
Haven
not
pizza?
that really great.
New Haven pizza? I haven't tried it either.
What tank do I play? I forgot.
Zarya. The off tank, the flex tank, off tank, whatever you want to call it, is going to be playing Zarya every time.
Everything can be.
I have to play Zarya every time. I guess
Well, I mean, you can play main tank if you want. That's going to be between you and Sniper, but it's either going to be
I'll switch with you.
Winston or it'll be Reinhardt. But we're running the Winston composition, so
Don't
it's
have much
it's
faith in
Moira. It's not Brig.
Yeah,
Sorry, I just
Oh,
never
okay.
play Zarya.
confused today.
We're taking the top right, by the way.
This is my first day on Lucia.
That's fine.
And
So
Right.
Ampa's, you're going to need to Ampa's out of spawn, the first fight. So Ampa's now, and then every fight after that, we're never going to amp out of spawn. So take the high ground.
Ahorita regreso. See you later. Gotcha.
Alright, so the health pack is hacked. Alright, are we ready to dive? Ready to drop down? We need to engage with more orb. 3, 2, 1, go.
Behind us.
Okay, so when we engage with more orb, we need to be engaging with the healing, not the damage, by the way. Alright, reset to the high ground.
Translocating. Always leave yourself a back door.
Alright, so as soon as I hack something, we're going to go in. So.
Junkrat's alone. Junkrat's
Alright, Junkrat, go. Go, go, go.
Exactly.
No. No, there's a Mercy.
Mercy dead.
See you later.
Zen's on the high ground. Can you jump for the Zen? He dropped down. So we need to be sticking with our Monkey. So Monkey, you don't need to necessarily jump super far away from your team. We need to be playing this. You need to be playing like a Reinhardt, not like a Monkey.
Zarya half. Zarya low. Zarya dead.
We just keep fighting on the point.
Yeah, thanks.
Kill this. Let's get the jump. Keep pushing for it. There's no need for us to pull back. Go in, go in, go in. Keep going, keep going. What are you stopping for? Go. There, we still got another 2 seconds. All right, now we need to get out. Unless we get a kill. We can win this. We have more ult, so you can still win this.
Taking high ground again?
No, you just hold. You just hold here, because we can't get everybody to the high ground. You just need to. You just don't need to die with ultimates here, because we need to hold it to 85%. Once it gets to 85%, you can just get out if we need to.
You might get a hit scan for that paragraph.
All right, we're at 85. Okay, just don't worry about using any ultimates. We're fine. Just stay alive as long as possible.
Wait, you use that paragraph.
No, we'll be fine. Just try to build your ultimates if possible. They're going to use ultimates. It's like, we're at 99%. We don't need anything. We don't need anything.
I'm sorry.
We don't need anything. We already... Look, it's 99 to 0. We're going to take multiple fights. Get out and reset. This fight's over. We're done. We don't need to use anything. All we're doing right now is building ultimates. Run away. Run away. Zara, you have your ultimate. Literally turn the fuck around and run. There you go. Look at you. Now you're going to stay alive.
Alright.
Okay, so let's go in. Are we ready? Alright, 3, 2, 1, go, go, go. Don't use anything. We're not going to do anything. Let them use their stuff. Keep pushing, keep pushing. We can still push here. Let them use their stuff. Let them use their stuff. That's fine. Die. Just die and reset. Hurry and die. Alright, cool. They just used 3 ultimates in a fight we wasn't going to use anything, so easy. Now what we're going to do, we need to engage with a Reaper and Moira out here, and we can't feed, so that just lost us this next fight. So now we're going to be down to our last fight. So don't poke. We don't need to do anything. We literally need to wait. Because we should have been able to get 2 fights, now we're going to only have 1. Because of that feed there. So that lost us 1 fight. So we need to engage with Moira ult, and then follow up with Reaper, and then we can EMP and grab. Ready? Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go, 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 push. Amp is in, amp is in, amp is in. Amp is in, amp speed, amp speed. Alright, can we grab? Monkey, do not die with your ult, obviously. But we should be able to win that fight, and that should be it. And we should be able to win. Because that's how King of the Hill works. All you have to do on King of the Hill maps is literally get it to 85, 86% to where you only have to win 1 fight. And then every single fight after that, they are going to have to use ultimates to stop you from pushing. As long as all we have to do is literally have all 6 ultimates and use them all at the right time. But since our Zarya died the fight before, we wasn't going to have a second chance if we'd lost. So that kill there, and there was another kill and stuff that happened before, that's going to lose us fights. That takes more fight time out of us because we have to wait. So you literally wait. So Amp is out of spawn, and we're gonna go. We can go main here. We're just gonna go main. And we just full on attack whoever's on the ground. Let's go for 6. Use the monkey like a Reinhardt. Keep throwing healing orbs in. Health back on point. We need to go back on point. Okay, now we go back for it. They're down 2. We push. We keep pushing. Okay, now we need to pull back unless we get a kill. We got a kill. We got 4 more seconds. Another 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Another 4 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Another 4 seconds. They keep coming out of spawn. That's 4 more seconds. Okay, now we pull back because they're coming back in. We're not going to be able to do anything here. Alright, let's engage. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go. Amp in, amp speed, amp speed, amp speed. We have beat. Nope. Lucio died first. Let's pull back. Reaper, do you have your ultimate?
It's 99.
Okay, come in and ult.
I know.
Wow.
Nice. Oh my god. Very cool.
I would have got shut down if the EMP didn't come out. Like, so
I knew I was going to have EMP, so that's why I told you to use it.
yeah.
Alright, are we here? Are we able to hold the choke? Let's go, hold the choke. We still have 2 more fights to take. They're here. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. Push, 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 push. Amp is in, amp is in. Can we survive this? We have beat. Okay, don't use any more ults here. Pull back, play slow, play slow. Alright. Okay, we need to invest ults here. Moira, you gotta use your ult. Moira, you gotta use your ult. Moira, hit Q. Okay, well, we lose this. Just don't do anything else. No more ults. Just die on the point and just try to build as many ults as possible. We could have won that if our Moira would have used ult, or if our Lucio would have used ult to keep us alive. Okay, so we're not going to use anything for this next fight because we're at 99%. All we got to do is 1-1. So if we get 2 kills, then yes, we can probably invest some stuff, but we don't need to go too hard on it. All right, you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go. Amp is in, amp is in, amp is in. Amp speed, amp speed, amp speed, amp speed. Nope, nope, don't use anything here. Yep. Good. 3 ultimates for a fight we wasn't even trying to do. Okay, we just do the same thing again. Amp speed in, and then go for target. Ready? We all here? They're out of position. Go, go. 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go. It's speed, speed, speed. Speed is in. Okay, let's go. No, don't use anything. Don't use anything. We're good. We're good. Just die. Just die. There you go.
Yeah, I just needed to make sure I had my death loss before I died.
Yep.
No, I feel like I've been holding on to my ult
Yeah, you
for
should
so
have
long.
used it 3 fights ago, but you didn't. It's fine.
Death Blossom is ready.
Alright, so we should probably just use Grav, Moira, and maybe Reaper if we need to. Ready? Let's speed in. 3, 2, 1, go, 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 go. Just Grav. Yep, there you go. And simple as that.
We all make mistakes. Always leave yourself.
Nice.
So even though it's like 99 to 99, it wasn't 99 to 99. It was 99 until we decided we wanted to win. So that's kind of how both of these matches went. It wasn't really close at all. So those are things that you want to be looking at when it comes to when to engage and when to disengage. With us, we have a monkey jump to engage. So pretty much whenever monkey jumps in, we can just speed in after him. But as a monkey in this composition, you don't necessarily need to jump super far back or try to do anything crazy. All you're doing is playing like a Reinhardt. We're going to have the bubble on you. We're going to have the Moira heals. We're going to have amp and stuff like that. Whenever we don't have 90 or anything above, if we do not have anything above 85, 86% as supports, you should be using your defensive ults whenever you see an opportunity. Unless they have 90 something percent and we only have one more fight from them. But if it's like 80, if it's like 50 something to 0%, and you see an opportunity to keep everybody alive so that we can maybe win the fight, then go for it. That's going to keep us alive a little bit longer. Maybe get another ult out or something like that. And you can see by the enemy team, they're not really coordinated with their ultimates. They use one ultimate and then 2 or 3 other ones come out. If you coordinate any type of ultimates and know, okay, well, let's not use anything for the next 2 fights, they're using random ultimates. And at some point, you should have an ultimate advantage because every fight they're going to have to use an ultimate, no matter what. If you get a couple kills, like if you get 1 key kill, then yeah, I would say, yeah, probably go ahead and invest 1 ultimate there, maybe 2, but don't try to overly invest ultimates because you don't want to throw your ultimates into a fight and then end up losing, and then now it's an even playing field. That's definitely what you don't want. So keep that in mind when it comes to using the ultimates and stuff like that. Alright, do any of you guys have any questions over the last match or anything like that? Anybody either in stream or in here in the lobby? Because it goes both ways anytime I ask that. No questions? No? Okay. So pretty much what I'm looking for when it comes to the engages is kind of like when they were running the Genji, two of our tank and our Zarya, Moira, all go through the Genji's deflect. So Genji's a 200 HP hero. If he gets jumped on and we do damage to him and then he still tries to deflect, he's still getting damage through that. So it doesn't matter. The deflect's nothing. So anytime I see him do that, I'm looking for a hack at that point, and then he's not getting away, and that's a target we can kill. If they're running a Zarya and she uses a bubble, that's we're jumping on that Zarya. But ideally, if a 200 HP target is out of position, we can easily close that distance. So now instead of being out of position by 10-15 feet, they can be out of position by like 2 or 3 feet, and we can close the distance super quick because we have the monkey. And now that out of position thing, that window that they can not be punished is so much bigger. Because now instead of being out of position by 1 or 2 feet or 10 or 15 feet, they can be out of position by a little bit, and we can punish them for it. So obviously, Watchpoint Gibraltar is a monkey map, so we're running the monkey. I don't know why we would run Reinhardt on Gibraltar.
Everything can be hacked, and everyone.
So with this composition, the same little thing. We're playing this like we're running a Rein Zarya. Like the first comp, it runs the same way. So we're not necessarily jumping into anybody or anything like that. We're just going to be dropping down. So all we're going to be doing is literally probably waiting either at this corner to drop when it comes down here, or we're going to wait if they come up here. If they come up to the high ground, then we can pounce on them from the high ground. I'm going to hack this mega health pack under the car wash area, and so if we need to fall and fight, we'll have an extra health pack.
Okay.
So if they come to the high ground, you can immediately just jump on them. Alright, so both health packs are hacked on this. They got 4 people in cart. We don't need a poke. Get down. What are y'all doing? What are you doing up there? You don't do any damage from there. What are you doing? And Light's feeding, so Light, you're dead. And now our whole team is going to die. So we can try to pull back. We need to pull back. Speed is out, Lucio. Amp is out, amp is out, amp is out, amp is out. So we just lost that whole fight because of one person. So this is why you can't play out of position. Alright, are we ready to go in? 3, 2, 1, go. Push, 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 push. Watch the point.
They're behind.
Yep, let's go for it. Well, she's low. Monkey, you could probably kill her. Watch the payload. Nice kill. Alright, so let's get on the high ground. We need to always try to rotate back to the high ground. So get to the high ground. Okay, Ryan's coming in. So just focus on Ryan. He dies. Let's keep pushing. Okay, we're down 1. We need to keep this fight going in our favor. So Moira, you're probably gonna have to use your ult. You need to probably use your ult. Reaper, you need to be with our monkey. You don't need to be 1v1ing a Hanzo. There's no reason for you to 1v1 a Hanzo. And you die because of it. It is not a... This is not... If we need to go to point, you need to speed back to point now.
Be right back.
Oh, okay. So, when you're trying to 1v1, there's no need for you to 1v1 when you're supposed to be taking team fights. You're going to kill your team for that, and you kind of did that because they was up 1. We need frontline damage, so we need to get out and reset. Just reset. Reset. Die on the point. If you can get out, get out. If not, oh. Okay, I'll get some more.
Beacon in place. I'm out of here.
Okay, so we're gonna take the high ground. The Pharah is gonna barrage this fight, so if you guys are not alt tracking, there's gonna be a barrage and probably a grab. So be ready for beat, Lucio. Alright, alright, you guys ready? Let's go. Go, 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 go. Amp in, amp in, amp in. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and EMP. Better be ready for this barrage. Right. Monkey go. I can get a. I was gonna say I don't know. There's a health pack on the right side.
Don't mind me. I might need this later.
Alright. Alright, are we all here? Okay, so let's wait for the next Moira orb and then we push. Moira, tell us when you're ready.
Okay.
You ready? Watch. Do we got beat? No, guess not. Oh, this fight's lost, so die on the point.
Here I am.
If you beat there, we stay alive. If you don't, we die and lose the point. Now you don't get to use beat.
Ya estoy lista para ese trago.
Okay, so we need to pull back. We're not ready to engage yet.
¿Qué onda?
So we're not all 6 there. Like I said the other day, if you get on this map, just get out and reset. Get out and reset. Get out. We're still fighting. Zarya, you have your ult. What are you trying to build ult charge for? You're not doing anything.
You're right, you're right.
Are we here? Okay, let's go. Zarya's pushed forward. We kill her. Kill the Zarya. Then we go for the next person who's in front of us. Then we keep going. We push. Amp is in. Amp is in. Speed. 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 Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Where's our monkey at?
Hanzo got me.
No, okay.
Hanzo got me too.
Alright, let's pull back. Alright, we're just gonna wait for him to push in again. Zarya, if you want to grab, yeah, if you want to grab, we can just jump in all EMP if they use something.
Okay, okay.
Go ahead, go, go, go. Why are we pulling back from our grab? We already used grab. We need to engage that. Okay, watch the Hanzo. Speed is around. Lucio, we should be on speed. Are we moving right now? You should be on speed. Is anybody coming out of spawn? Yep, they are. We got 4 seconds. Get the run. Where you guys at? What are you guys doing? They're coming out of spawn. Now we gotta pull back. You guys want some position. If they're coming out of spawn and there's it's a 5v6, we take that 5v6. Are you guys ready? Let's go. Where's the beat? Die on the point. You do it when we're going to die. That is when you do it. Either it's better to do it and not need it than not do it and we should have needed it. That's the second definite team fight you should have used it. Alright, we're not ready to engage yet. Okay, but yet you guys are still gonna poke for no reason. And we're not. Are we ready to engage? Now we're ready to engage. Let's go.
Be right back.
Can we get the farm? That's no kill. Let's push, 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 push. They're not out of spawn yet. Push, push into them. Keep going. That's another 4 seconds. Go. Push, 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 push. We're down 1. Now we're down 2. Let's get out and reset. Get out. Get out.
Didn't see that
We'll be
coming.
back. As long as Azari can get out. Okay, well, we're gonna have to engage with 5 in a second, so wait. Okay, let's go.
Give me a silence ball.
We need to play slow here. They're using ults.
Yeah, grab, yeah, grab.
Yeah, they definitely have grab. They're gonna grab us.
Gotcha.
Right, so if you can make it out, go ahead and make it out, but that's pretty much it. So, the one thing that you guys are struggling with is literally not doing shit when you don't need to do shit. I don't know why it's in everybody's head. I need to constantly be shooting for some reason. Why? Why do you need to constantly be shooting and trying to do damage when you're not needing to? We're literally waiting for people to come back and you're trying to do stuff. So you can't do that when you're needing to reset. Perfect example of this was like that third point when our Zarya was still shooting. You already had your full ult on Zarya. Why are you still trying to do damage? You're just charging the enemy team's support ults. That's all you're doing at that point. You're like, oh, supports? You guys need ult charge? Oh, no problem. Let me do damage so that you can heal it and get your ult a little bit quicker. That's all you're doing. Because we're not engaging. We're not ready to engage. So by doing that, you're charging the ultimates. Also, and also on first point, why are we on the high ground trying to do damage? What are you doing? Who are you going to do damage to? We're not ready to engage. We're literally just going to wait. I said we're going to wait until they drop down or until they come under the car wash and we drop down on them. Or unless they take the high ground, we put pressure on them. Nobody went to take the high ground. So we was just going to wait for the thing. So these things, you have to drill it in your head to literally wait for your time to push. It is not that you constantly keep pushing. I don't know where that is, where anybody has learned that from. It is not a game where you're just constantly hitting W. Yes, you do want to hit W in the right circumstances, but you have to understand what those right circumstances are. Okay, does anybody understand that, or does anybody not understand that, or is somebody confused, or what? Is anybody have any questions on anything that you need to ask so that we can, so you guys can understand this a little better? No questions. Okay, so if I start having you guys do this stuff, you guys will know where to hold, where to do this stuff, because clearly everybody here knows this. Yes? I take that as a yes. Okay, cool. Cool, because that's what you guys are...
Back of our mind.
Okay, cool, because that's what you guys are going to be doing. Alright, so, supports, as always, you guys are going to be calling our engages and telling us when we need to pull back and push forward. Our tank line is going to be telling us where we're going to be holding at, and where we're resetting to and stuff. So if we need to reset to the high ground or reset to low ground, depending on where we're at and how much time is left, stuff like that, you can rotate that as well. But all I'm going to be doing is calling out hack targets if I need to and focusing down targets that you guys are jumping on. So, our Lucio and I guess our Lucio and Moira will work together when it comes to engages. Because ideally we want to use the amp speed when we go to engage, but if we have the Moira orb and stuff like that, we can also kind of engage too. It's just depending on which one we have. But either way, both of you guys can call it. All right. Any questions or anything like that? No? Okay then. Let's see if they can get this done, because they've had really a hard time understanding and not doing shit when they're trying to play. So I'm very curious on if our supports can call engages and if our tank line actually knows where to hold. because we are running different team comps and stuff like that, but it's still kind of the same thing on where you're going to hold. It's just a little bit quicker. You can just do everything faster. So without them asking any questions, I'm assuming they know why I'm saying hold this, why I'm saying go in now, why I'm saying this type of stuff. I'm assuming that. So there's nothing here to tell me that they're not.
Now
Okay, so this composition we're going to run the Rhine comp.
prepare to attack.
So
Select your hero.
same pretty much concept here. Just with a Reinhardt and different DPS. So, but I guess in this case our Lucio would be the one to call the engages, because we're not going to be going in on a Brig stun or something. So Lucio, you will call engages, and our Rhine and or Zarya can call where we need to hold at. So.
Hey, McCree, do you know what time it is?
So I'm curious if they will play for Maywall and see, like,
Attack.
if I happen to get somebody walled off, will they call that engage, even if we don't have aim? These are things I'm really going to be looking at. Also, people out of position. Do we play to that? So that's what I'm really going to be looking for during
Did I just see a bat?
this match.
You leave the
Yeah,
match?
probably.
Yeah, I just saw it, I think.
Okay. This will be fun.
5, 4, 3.
They have a still, bro.
Curious if we amp out a spawn, because we don't need to on this. Okay, so we don't. Good. We're walled up. Are we gonna call an engage, or are we just gonna sit here and poke? What are we doing? Lucio, are we gonna call an engage?
Yes, yeah, we go indeed.
There's a
Basher behind.
Bastion behind us. Okay, so you're gonna call an engage, but you're gonna have it on healing, and we're not actually engaging. Watch the Bastion. Oh look, our McCree's gonna try to 1v1.
Jumps like half and then yeah.
Wow, that's so crazy. McCree, you tried 1v1ing the same thing I told you not to do against the Hanzo, and you died again.
Someone heal it,
People never learn, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to speed or we're gonna die.
He might have tires in because he's doing a lot of damage. Probably like 75 or 50.
He's dropped. So we've been kind of poking and fighting. We've had multiple cooldowns. When are we going to engage? That's what I'm kind of curious on. Well, we're all dead now,
I waited
so
too long, yeah.
yeah, we can't sit and fight. This is not a comp that just sits and fights and does nothing. We have to engage.
I have to get back in the fight. We need to move the payload.
Bastion's walled.
The wall breaks so fast now.
Are we ever going to engage? What are we doing?
Set.
Oh,
I didn't know you got wall. I thought you got walled off, so I took it down.
Sorry, on me. On.
where's this Arya behind? Okay.
That could have gone better.
Is our McCree going to 1v1 again?
Nope. I was going to see if that's the free meeting.
Oh god.
Are we ready? Are we gonna engage? Are we not? What are we doing?
Well, I'm dead. I'm
Okay.
there inside.
So we need to disengage then?
Oh, I said that when I died.
No, I'm coming up.
No, we're dead.
I did that way too late.
We was already down one before that fight even started.
Shield left or right, shield left or right. Greg, get back, get behind the wall, get behind the wall. Make it even push up, make
I'm
it.
back.
This is gonna make you feel better.
Yeah. Okay. Top right. Bottom. Damn.
I died here. I guess don't engage.
I mean, that's called disengage, not don't engage.
This fight is not over yet.
Hey.
Knocking them off.
Alright. Are we gonna amp speed or are we just gonna amp heals? So if we're going to engage, you usually need to amp speed. If you're amping heals, we're not really engaging anything, we're just walking there. That's the whole point of having a Lucio.
Hey, 我又回来啦。
Alright, we still gonna go main here, Ryan? What are we doing?
Yeah, oh, sorry. What are you doing for all 10? I guess. Are we pushing? Okay, okay.
Step rider.
Jump right behind, jump right behind.
Be reasonable.
Hey, where are we gonna hold, Ryan?
Be reasonable.
I was gonna say, on the payload, so you have to move it, right? Isn't it?
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
Moving to payload. Join me. Area is giving out.
For shield to engage.
You guys ready? Or what are we doing?
Shield good? I'm waiting for a shield. Okay.
It breaks so fast.
Okay, so if you're going to engage because you're super quiet and you're kind of passive and you're not very sure if you're going to engage, you need to do a countdown or something.
Okay.
Because you're just kind of like, okay,
That could have gone better.
let's engage. What?
I'm just not sure of my calls.
You need to be sure. Either be sure or don't say anything. Because if you're unsure, you're making the rest of the team unsure. You have to be ready to go. If you're ready to go, you're the one holding the speed boost. So that is all on you to say, let's go. We either do a plan or we don't do a plan. Sitting here doing nothing doesn't do anything.
I'm taking damage. My
Zara's right here. I can roll her. Zara's low.
Load her out. Nice ball.
I guess we can share if you pick her up.
No, Bastion first side.
Calm down, though.
And
I'm on fire. Moving the payload. Here comes the assassin. Fire at will. Forward shield.
Have they used window in a while?
No, they haven't. They have other ults other than Nana. Well,
Good wall.
yo, you have no support. I'm back.
Oh, sorry, I'm dead. Yeah, I'm dead. I heard, like, the second I first started, I heard you say come back.
well, I can body block. Get out! What are you standing here for? Oh my goodness. I literally said I can body block for you, but you're gonna walk forward and go back in. Like, I'm trying to get you out with charge, and then you lose all that charge because you want to try to do more damage. And now you're going to do overall less damage because you died. And now you have to go back in to build your charge. Alright, let's go.
Are you calling our ult still?
No, you guys can do your ult whenever. Yeah, I'm not doing that at all.
I'll disengage here.
He's frozen. Ah, who booped him?
Step right.
Keep on point, keep on point.
Easy.
Stop so high.
Fire in the hole!
30 seconds remaining.
It's a one. Are you still fighting this? Oh, our Lucio never said to disengage, so I'm engaging with ults.
Push forward!
I can charge and touch it last second, maybe.
Just 2 seconds.
That could have gone better.
Okay, so when engaging, you have the speed boost. It is all on you to call out when we can engage. No matter if it's a good engage or a bad engage, every 15 seconds or so, you should be telling us to either go in or you need to get out. If you die, you should probably tell your team to get the fuck out because you're a support. They have less healing. They're probably going to die. Unless you're seeing the kill feed light up in our favor, then you can keep telling them they can keep engaging. If not, you should be telling them to pull back because they don't have a support online. That is your job on what you need to be doing, and especially as a support. As a support player myself, if I'm dead, I'm watching for our other support and letting our team know, hey, you only have Zen for heals, you guys need to play slower, or you only have blah blah blah, it's only me, or I'm dead, you gotta play slow, you're down in support. You have to let your team know that. They're not watching kill feed all the time because they have other shit to do in front of their face. You as a support player, you get to see everything that's going on around the field. You have to tell your team what is going on. If you're not being vocal with what you see that's happening, then you can't expect your team to know what's going on behind them. Okay? So whenever you're engaging, either do a 3, 2, 1, let's go, because you're very quiet, or you start talking louder so people can hear you. Either one will work, but you need to do something. Every 10 seconds you need to be, or every 12 seconds after it's on cooldown, as soon as it comes on cooldown, you need to be saying we need to engage now or we need to disengage every single time, unless we're not fighting. And obviously if we won the fight or something like that, well then we don't need to do anything. But if there's people on the field, if there's enemies on the field, you need to tell us to disengage or engage, either one. Next, our Reinhardt. You told us to hold the objective on second point. We don't need to hold the objective. We need to hold the corner so he can start taking space. That is your job. There's no reason for all 6 of us to be on point. Also, at the end of third point, when that tire killed our Lucio and got somebody else low HP or something like that, why are we all in the objective? You should be pushing up into their spawn. They had 2 people left alive and you don't push it forward. You should be taking that space. That is your job. You're supposed to be telling us where we need to hold. You're holding on the cart. 6 people's on the cart. There's no reason to have 6 people on the cart. You should be body blocking and watching doors and stuff like that. So those are your jobs to be doing those things. You need to make sure you're doing those way more often and more aggressive. It's better. I'd rather see you guys be either over aggressive and over engaging and overdoing it than not doing it at all. Right now, you guys are kind of not doing it at all, and we're waiting way too long. So make over exaggerated plays at the moment, and then we can pull back. And when I mean over-exaggerated plays, that does not mean Reinhardt you charge in every second you get. That means we amp in and all this other stuff when we need to. Alright? So keep that in mind. And then please stop poking. Like, there's a Bastion. We don't need a poke. And also, when it comes to deal, and let me explain this for everybody in stream and for everybody here. If there is a Bastion, you do not go straight for the Bastion. Like, you don't, if Bastion's shooting down a straight path, why would you walk forward straight? Why? You're going to get shot the whole way there. Your whole goal of making good positioning plays is to literally take the least amount of damage and close the distance as fast as possible. So we have the Lucio to close distance pretty quick, but our pathing and where we're going with Reinhardt, why are we going main every single time? We didn't even try taking the high ground and going around and taking the high ground that way on Streets phase. We never even did that. Because if we do that, the Bastion we don't take damage from the Bastion at all. All we're doing is literally rotating around. But we don't do that because our Reinhardt literally thinks main. That's it. Main. The Bastion's here, let me go this way. Bastion's here, let me go straight in front of them. You can't do that. You have to change your positioning. And that is a very good example of like seeing how bad your pathing actually is as a Reinhardt player. You're literally going straight through the most damage as possible. So, alright. Let's go into, oh, did anybody have any questions over anything or something that I didn't go into much detail on?
I try not to, but sometimes I forget I go off for those 1v1.
Well, I mean, if you can win a 1v1 in a situation where you have an advantage, yeah, okay, maybe try going for it. But if you're out of the fight for more than 3 seconds to try to do some 1v1, there's no point. Unless you're going to have people follow you and go with you. And then if you're going to do that, okay, fine, let your team know that you're going for that so we know we're not going to have an extra person there. But a lot of times you're going for that, your team don't even know that you're doing that. So we're like, okay, where's the rest of our frontline damage? Because I'm trying to freeze people. We don't have any damage coming out. We're engaging. Oh, wait, McCree's way over here in fucking Narnia playing in La La Land with a Hanzo that's going to kill him. Or a Bastion that's going to kill him. All these things that just kill you in 1v1s. Ideally, you don't go against a Hanzo. Hanzo can one-shot you. You lose that duel every single time against the same skill Hanzo versus McCree. He's going to one-shot you every time. Because he's not going to let you get close to him. So you never win that duel. Same with Bastion, to an extent. You're never going to get close to a Bastion either. Because even if you do, he's still going to be able to shield or heal his way through. So, like, that duel you're not going to win either.
I have one question.
Yes.
So, stun in, if you land all the Fan to Hammer shots, will stun him out of healing?
It stuns the healing, yes.
Yeah, but it will also kill him if you land all the Fan to...
It what?
It will kill him if you land the full Fan to Hammer on him once you stun him.
On a 250 HP hero? With armor?
No, on a 300 HP.
Not on a 300. So if he's in Bastion form, you kill him all the way through?
No, but he wasn't in that form.
Okay, I'm saying if he is in that form. If he's not in that form, then he's probably playing out of position. So you could probably try to punish him that way, but I mean, like I said, if it's the same skill Bastion versus same skill McCree, you lose that situation because ideally, if a McCree's going to come for me, I'm just going to go in turret form and you die. Because you're not going to be able to fan the hammer. But ideally, that duel of a Bastion being there is going to be very rare. That's going to happen. And even so, what happened with your duel? Why did you lose that duel then?
Because I missed a flash and he had like 5 health left.
So you didn't
I
melee?
Finished him off. No, I was far enough away that it missed. I was like a meter out of range. So I finished him off.
Well, either way, a trade on attacking is not good. When they're going to have spawn advantage at the end of Streets phase. Trade on attacking.
This was when they just got long spawn and we just had right when we took point. On first point.
Okay, then that may not be too bad. than if that's the case. If they just spawned in, and that may not be too bad, but still, the play there, when you have people behind you, you let your tanks go first. And then you follow it up with that, because like ideally as DPS, and this happens a lot, I don't know if, no, this wasn't you, this is somebody else yesterday. Our DPS player was literally walking in front of our tanks a lot of times and not letting the tanks take the space that they need to. If you knew the Zarya was behind you, you should have just let the Zarya push forward, and then you kind of go together at the same time, because it shouldn't be that close of a fight anyways. You should not try to take duels where it's going to be super close. Like, it's good that you got the kill, or well, the Zarya finished it off because she was there, but if our Zarya was like walking forward and playing for it like with everybody else to push for it there, then you might have, I don't know, it worked out kind of in the end, but they still ended up holding that streets phase there. And at that point, we're still trying to move the cart, so we were doing a 5v6 ideally, and or well, I don't know how many got bad or long spawn, but they're doing a 5v6 in most cases. So if you do a 1v1 there and you trade, it's still a 4v5, so we're still at a disadvantage. So you got to be careful, especially on those plays like that, that if it is that situation, which like I said, I'm not going to go back and look at it. If it is one of those situations where we just move in cart, ideally you're taking a 5v6, you don't want to make it a 5v4. You want to make it a 5v5. So you don't necessarily want to trade, because you definitely need that firepower to keep pushing forward. And if not, then it kind of goes there. But it's also a gray area. It's a big gray area because Bastion's a huge amount of damage that they're not going to have. So I guess it's a big gray area. But the moral of the story is don't go off on your own to try to kill people and stuff like that, because that's the second time that's happened that you lost the duel. So, okay, any other questions or anything like that? No? Okay. What song is playing right now? I wish I could see the music that is playing. Oh, it's Velvet Rain. That is what the song is called.
Traveling to Volskaya is prepared to attack. Select
Okay.
your hero.
We can run the Winston composition here. The music in the stream is so different than the like speed and stuff like that from everything else. Oh, thank you so much for making the all the other lights black.
Everything can be hacked.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
everyone.
Here, let me turn this one off. Let me turn my ring light off. There we go. You can see me smile. That's about it.
Attack commences in 30 seconds.
I wonder how my friend is doing.
I'm going to turn that back on.
Started any wars lately? I'd have to check my schedule.
So besides just Overwatch, so you like Dallas feel?
No, this is just the only Overwatch skin I have for summer.
Oh, we're on right.
Commencing. Capture
Okay.
objective A.
Widow, I think.
Enemy contact.
Ready?
No, Ash.
Can we go? What are we doing?
Engage.
We're going to the left.
Zarya's low.
Yeah. Please, Ash. Please, Ash.
Mercy Sag.
Translocating.
Please, Ash. Please, Ash.
Nice here.
Mercy. Honest on top right.
Ahorita regreso.
She's dropping lower. Mega. She's going to Mega.
Initiating.
We still got people on point. That's fine.
Objective A.
Okay.
Commence attack on objective.
I'm not ready yet.
Beacon in place. I'm out of here.
Alright, I'm almost ready. Alright. I'm ready when you guys are. Let me know when you're ready. I'm ready whenever. Hello. Hello. I'm ready. Hello.
I just realized I was muted. I've been saying engage. I'm sorry.
I'm still ready. Hello. Are we gonna go?
Yeah.
When are we going? Okay, I guess we're still not going. No, I've said this multiple times. You're very quiet, so you need to count a 3, 2, 1, and then engage so we can hear you.
I can just try to speak louder.
Either one. But I've been sitting here invisible for about what? How long has it been? A minute? Maybe. Just waiting and watching. I'm going to have 60, almost what? 30% alt charge passive because I've literally been doing nothing. Could have already had the ult. Look at Light over there, still doing damage, gonna die. Even with ult, even with his full ult.
Right side, right side.
Right side.
I'm ready whenever.
Okay. You can engage.
I couldn't get through this wall.
Okay, just engage.
Oh, we can have this engage now.
Yeah.
You're all grabbed.
Engage.
You're gonna grab right side? Okay. I'm gonna hack main.
Like she said, no, I'll tell you out of this.
Now all it takes is a couple engages, but like I said, Yax, you're super quiet, so either you talk way
Like
louder.
right here, my play. I think she said disengage, but I went in.
Yeah, I died. So
Yeah, well, we already
in the
used
beginning,
them.
I realized I was muted in the beginning, and it was
Yeah, I mean, we had 4 minutes and we had 5 ultimates online. We should just engage with something else. Like, we can still try to do something with other ultimates. So, like, yeah, you could have pulled back, but I mean, it was too close and we was already there. So it's kind of like, we got to do something. And you seen the opportunity to use the ultimate. Wasn't terrible, so it was fine. It's just that we don't want to use too many. Like, if we would have grabbed there too and used something, then it's like, okay, yeah, we used way too much. But like,
If we grabbed,
only
they might have made it a point.
well, yeah, exactly. But like, we engage with we say engage, so I EMP right after the thing comes through, and then Reaper, you come in, they're still hacked. You go in, throw the ult, get value out of it, and then we go from there. So question from Already Tracer: does Zarya gain charge from a bubble destroyed by EMP? From what I know, yes, because it's damage.
EMP only does like 5 damage, I think.
Yeah, but the bubble is gone, so it gives you that.
Oh, it gives you the full 40.
Yeah, it gives you the full 40. So.
Bubbles only take 200 damage, I think.
Yes, they.
But EMP
Yeah,
just
they do.
makes-
Yeah, bubbles only take 240, or bubbles only take 200 damage. They give you the 40 when the EMP goes off, but you have no bubble. So, I mean, usually when you use bubble, you're already in the middle of a fight. So that's kind of like, well, now you have nothing. So it's kind of, it depends. All right. So, any other questions? How much time do we have left? 38, 26 minutes. Okay, so we got time for 3 more matches. Yeah, so, yeah, Yaks, whatever you're talking at, normally you need to be talking maybe 3 times louder, maybe. Or turn your mic gain up, whatever you need to do, or like I said, do countdowns. So we can all hear you talk before the countdown, either one. But ideally, nobody needs to be fighting until we need to engage. As soon as we go to engage, that's when you want to be poking and doing damage. We're running the, oh, this is Control Center? It's the Ryan Zarya composition.
Oh wait, what comp is here?
Ryan. That's Control Center. This comp's always usually going to be a Ryan composition.
I think I've got this, old man.
Let's show them what we can do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
Where are you going, Ryan? Ryan?
Oh, sorry, I should just up top. That was way too far out, sorry.
Are we still fighting this? Are we disengaging? I'm still going forward. I didn't hear anything else. So then call that so we can pull back. Ah, I didn't know that. This Ryan is having.
I could charge him, sorry. Are we disengaging? Disengaging.
Are we disengaging? Or did our.
Sorry, disengage. Means are you're dead.
This fight is not over yet.
Nah, I'll be back in a second.
Let the brig heal me a little bit.
Yeah. I have wall, I'm ready.
She's supposed to ult.
Go.
Right.
Let's go main.
You're engaged. I have okay, I'm dead. You might want to back up.
Okay, now we're backing up.
Me and Reiner can back.
Okay, so don't ever say you might want to do something if you know that you need to.
That was a waste. I guess not. Oh, it was, yeah. Good ball. First.
Can we literally not do anything until we're ready to engage?
I'm swing for break.
Like,
And I just died, so.
If he comes through here, I'll stun him. We can try wall off, maybe.
yeah, I'm waiting on the wall if he comes.
stand here, we get the fire strike, that's a lot of charge.
Bad guys, heads up.
Ready?
Yeah, ready. You go for fire.
Hondo behind. Appreciate this Hondo with me. Oh, he reset.
That's all.
Alright, where are you holding on, Ryan? They're already out of spawn right now.
Jump
Go
right
down, go down, go down. Why do you wall it off?
Cause Monkey's here.
Behind.
It's 95%.
I'm the main raider dead.
Yeah, you should have
Back
used
out.
beat.
Back out.
This is last fight. There's no backing out. It's over. Pay attention to the time at the top. I don't think we're going to be able to touch.
I stopped, dude. I thought I had time.
Yeah, either way, if you did, we're only engaging with 3 people. If you would have used beat there when they was trying to engage, we would have been able to survive.
0-1.
But you thought we had another fight, which we didn't. You have to pay attention to the time at the top. Because that will tell you if we need to keep engaging or if we need to die. Remember, once I get to 85%, we only have 1 fight. So. Where are we going, Light?
Bridge, right side.
Okay.
Round 2. Capture the objective.
Right side?
Yeah, bridge.
This team come? Okay.
Oh, fair, nice. They're going. Oh, they're still on right side. Honto's left side. There's 2 of them on left side. Pretty spread out right now.
They're down 1 right now. Are we engaging? What are we doing?
Here we engage. I'm still on that side.
Alright, let's counter with that.
There's only 3 people alive right now.
Of our
Yes.
team or no? Theirs.
Of their team, I guess we're not engaging on the 3 people that are free kills. I'm just gonna let them all come in from spawn.
Monkey on
Monkey left
point.
side. He stepped off left side. Watch, he might jump.
A monkey fell. Or Ryan fell.
Far mine is close to point.
Engage right.
Monkey point.
Right near one up there.
Oh, okay.
I thought you
Monkey on
said.
point. Okay, he's behind, he's 1 window. He's low.
Break come back.
That's another 4 seconds you have.
Bar's still there.
Oh, I have a chart. Oh, she. Back up. Watch the fair.
Dude, she's coming up on barrage, probably.
No, yeah, she hasn't. This high nooner as soon as she jumps up again.
Okay.
Plant.
Just get
That's all
this
you
diva
do.
first.
I'm feeling unstoppable.
Are we still going to be engaging this fight or what? Guess so.
Yes, so.
You're making
I'm
this
on
easy
fire.
for me.
That shouldn't have worked because they had a diva, but it was
Coming
less.
up.
Well, it shouldn't have worked. We were down 2 when our Lucio called to engage, but we used the beat to keep fighting, which kind of saved that fight a little bit. Very risky, even though we was 99-0, but it worked out in our favor. So high risk, high reward.
Well, at least I got an ult off this time. That's progress.
Yeah. Well, I mean, did you see how much time they would have? Do you know how many fights you would have had to take
Then execute.
if we lost that?
I wasn't really aware of that.
Okay, that's what that you have to look at how much percent they have. That will tell you if we need to back out or we need to keep fighting. You have to look at that. If not, you're just going to be wasting your time because you do not.
Like 3 or 4, right?
They had 0%.
No, like if we lost, we had like.
Oh yeah, you would have like 4, yeah, around that.
Monkey top. Hey, monkey top.
Are we gonna engage this or are we gonna stay back?
Monkey behind us, monkey in place. Monkey behind on you guys, monkey in back now. So while we're right here, straight ahead, there's
Stage right.
Let's see you get this.
Yeah, I died.
But you're engaging without your tanks, so and you don't have a get out of jail free card. Are we disengaging this? We still fighting? What was that? I'm sorry. You have to talk up. You're so quiet. I don't know if you have like somebody.
Back out.
Yeah, you have to yell. I don't know if you have somebody talking to you or next to you or something that you can't yell, but you are like at a 3. You need to be way louder. Like, watch. I'm gonna call this engage. Okay, ready? Are we all here? Who's not here? Everybody's here. Go main. Ready? Ready? Okay, ready? Get closer. 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go. Go, push, 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 push. Go, 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 go. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We win this, we win this. Go, 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 go. Okay, you see the level of intensity that I'm bringing when I'm calling to engage? That is what you need to be bringing when you're telling people to engage.
Okay.
They're still down 2 people. They're down both their DPS. Are we fighting this? What are we doing? I don't have wall for this. Oh my god, that rally saved me. Hey, they're on point.
Okay, you have no support.
Coming to point. Can you do it? Oh my god. Are we still fighting this?
I don't think I can. Yeah. I would try that. Yeah, we lost that.
No, I'm trying to die.
My ultimate is ready.
My ultimate is ready.
This fight is not over yet.
So you have everything but Brig.
Yeah.
Well, oh, what?
Let's not go right side.
Let's just go
You got
main.
main? Okay.
Bang, win right now.
No, junk's down.
Okay, engage.
Fire at will.
No.
Maybe.
A little late. You gotta call things way earlier. That Junkrat died and it took you 3 seconds to call for the engage.
Brig wait, brig wait, brig wait.
We might not win. We only have Hanun.
Yeah. Because we just used 3 ultimates because we was never told to not engage until super late. That's going to lose us the fight, unless we get kills. and we go right side, and we lose. Unless our McCree gets something, but... Okay, so, like I said, the Junkrat died immediately, and I'm giving you free things to call out for engages. I'm like, hey, they only have 4 people left alive. Oh, there's only 3 people left. You have 6 seconds left. I'm telling you all these things as a Lucio to know that you need to engage. You do not let people come out of spawn. Remember when we was on Watchpoint Gibraltar and we was chasing them into spawn every single time? As soon as there's 3 or 4 people left, I'm like, we need to keep pushing. We have advantage. We keep engaging here. We have another 6 seconds. We get a kill. That's another 4 seconds, another 4 seconds, another 4 seconds. That is how the game works. If they keep coming out of spawn, you keep killing them. As soon as they start getting ready to spawn back in, you get the fuck out. Simple as that. But you're not doing that. You have to look at what's going on. Like I said, it took you 3 seconds to see that the Junkrat was dead, and I don't even know if that is what called the engage. So with that last push there, or yeah, I think that last push, or the push before the last, Junk died, you should immediately have called, go, 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 push, push, push. Like, that should be your engage, because somebody already died. Doesn't necessarily mean to be the thing that needs to call the engage, or the thing that needs to be the thing that says, hey, we need to engage. But if that happens or somebody's out of position, you engage. You call stuff that you have advantage on. But that's something there. Alright, Reinhardt going right side. We probably should have switched the comp to a monkey on that second one, or on the last 2. I just forgot, but we can still run it. It's fine. With what they were running, we should usually win that. But we took right side on the high ground against a Pharah and against a comp that is not mobile, really. So our composition plays around close quarters and areas like that. So why would you want to put us in an open area and not really have an advantage? There's no reason for that. You have to understand what your team comp is, and in this case, you don't have to think what our team comp does because we've been running the same thing. You don't have to think about, oh, who's going to get value here, who's not going to get value here, how do we need to play? You know exactly what we're going to be playing. So you should automatically be looking at every single map and saying, oh, I need a path this way because we're running this hero, we're running this hero. This, you already know we're running close range hero, so you just need to path yourself and play around close range things where we're going to take close range engagements because we need to take the least amount of damage with hitting the most space. Also, when we're on the objective, I don't know why we're holding on the objective when we're up 2 in kills. Go kill the other 4 people. We only need 1 person to cap. We don't need 6 people on the point. There's no reason for that. Like, it wastes time, it wastes alt charge, and they get out for free. Once again, like I said, we're not engaging to push forward. Like, Lucio, you have to understand that. You have to make sure you're calling that stuff out so we keep engaging. If you know that we should disengage, just because you die doesn't necessarily mean we need to disengage. If we lose 2, that's probably a hard disengage, but if we are defending on the objective, that's a different story because we need to waste as much time as possible. I've said this millions and millions of times. Like, if we're defending an objective, our main goal is to waste as much time as possible. That doesn't mean we need to use ults, but it doesn't mean we need to disengage, because disengaging means we're probably going to stop fighting, or we're going to back out, or jump off the map, stuff like that. We need to still engage, but we don't need to use ults. So you can just tell us to stay on point or die on point or something like that. But either way, you don't need to tell us to necessarily disengage, because we don't need to give up the point for free, especially on a defense. So we have time for one last one. Does anybody have any last questions or anything like that? No? Okay. Dum 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 dum. Let me. How much storage does this have? Okay, good. I have a whole. I made another partition on my hard drive to make another drive. for YouTube. So I took 50 gigs out of one of my SSDs and put it for just a YouTube thing for recordings, uploads, all that stuff. And I have 40 gigs left out of 50. And it's only been like 3 days.
Videos take up a lot of space.
Yeah. Yes, they definitely do. Alright, so this is gonna be our last one. So I'm not gonna ask why we're not doing anything. I'm going to rely on Yaks to keep calling engages and disengages, and I'm going to rely on whoever our main tank is here. We're going to be running Winston.
You can have Zara if you want, I guess.
Everything can
It's
be
not that
hacked.
great with Winston.
And everyone.
Actually, yeah, I'll go monkey. Oh, you already know whatever.
It is not the time.
My jam.
Are we going cave, or
Attackers incoming in
are we
30
setting up on the
seconds.
trains, or where are we going?
Sniper, where are we going?
Let's set up at this corner right here.
Why? Oh, sorry. Didn't want to ask that. My bad.
This is where I picked up the damning great.
Let's set up in this cave. And up top of it.
Where are we setting up?
Doesn't make
Down
sense.
here in the cave.
Okay.
Low ground? Why would we hold low ground with this composition?
You
We
sure
don't
it's
have
still a
anything.
cave?
One.
It's such a
They
bad
have no
idea.
angle. If they have like a lot of burst damage, they can just kill us
But
also.
they have to come
Stop
through here.
the payload.
Órale,
This
hágale
is
con
such a
todo.
bad idea with this composition.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be pushing the car, would they?
This-
Initiate.
Are we going?
Yep.
Oh, the cart's around the cave, no?
Move back, move back.
I'm just waiting on Jax to tell me what to do. I'm gonna stay invisible until we say engage. That's,
Okay, I'm going for a cart. I'm going for a cart.
Go on the cart, which
Watch
means
for ball loop on the edge.
Let's see how long I stay invisible until Yak says something.
I need help. Reaper's on me. Done. Okay, we're all dead here.
I'm out of here.
I wouldn't go around that corner. There's a widow. She almost shot me.
Yeah, we're gonna change up our tanks so we have a more better shield.
No, we'll be fine. We don't need a
Ya
shield.
estoy lista para ese trago.
Okay.
This
are we all
comp,
here?
this comp will work.
Uh-oh. I see the widow. The widow's just...
Reaper, Reaper,
scoping
Reaper.
out.
Here all along.
Okay, now we're down to again.
Oh, wait.
Are we gonna touch?
I don't think so. We're down where
This will heal you. The payload
Okay, they're here.
has reached the checkpoint.
here we engage.
Let's hold top.
Up top.
We're going high ground.
I just got hooked. I'm dead.
Excuse me.
Dude, I'm gonna be invisible the whole game. I'm never gonna engage. I'm literally just gonna run around waiting for an engage to be called.
If
Yeah,
you
let
dive
me-
in monkey, I'll volley you. Monkey to the left of us.
Reaper's coming behind you guys.
Ahorita regreso.
Widow ran away.
We're still just kind of like not engaging. We still have not engaged.
I just got back and then I died to the Reaper.
Spectate, see what's happening
I'm
around.
close.
I'm literally just gonna run around and not do anything. I'm just gonna wait for the
That
engage.
was a solo.
Reboot and try again.
Like, we have not had one actual engage this whole game, I think.
Let's touch last second. We have people here. I'm gonna touch. Nice move.
You just ran into that and you're still going.
I was already out by the time it went.
We still have not called an engage. We have not called an engage once. Is anybody counting the engage? Has anybody heard anything, or am I just like crazy? Because I haven't heard any engages yet.
We keep doing this.
Podría haber salido mejor.
We haven't called an engage once.
Yeah, guys, group up.
We literally just look.
Someone's behind us.
Look, they're still trying to do damage.
Reaper. I would say he's gonna all, but I don't think he already used it.
Look, watch. Look. Okay, there we
There's
go.
on the top right.
See you later. Apagando las luces.
I'm gonna grab it a second. Actually, grab it.
All behind us. All dead.
We actually called one engage. 1 out of 5 minutes.
Oh, sorry, I didn't go with you. Sorry, I thought that.
It was a bad play.
Heals back up, I think.
Yeah, that's bad.
I know.
We don't need a peek. We all of us have all seven somewhere.
Ya estoy lista para ese trago.
We had the beat. We could have beat there.
Ahorita regreso.
I'm gonna wait for the engage again. We're not engaging. We're not doing anything. We're just kind of
He's
sitting
already
here.
dead.
And want me to go into them? I'll go into them right now.
Can I switch to stall, you think?
No, we're gonna stay on this team composition.
Okay, we're back.
Hora de empezar de nuevo.
Do this. Target the hog.
We'll probably go. We're gonna do a VOD review over this match. Why don't we do a VOD review over this match?
Behind us.
Can I ask why you have speed? Never mind.
I don't know.
Still not
It's my
calling
first
an
day
engage.
playing Lucio.
You don't even have to play Lucio to like know when to call an engage. Just literally call an engage so we can all fight at once.
Clearing the area.
One of these days we'll call a second engage.
So forward, backwards.
Forward.
Target this diva.
We're on. We have a kill. Why are we not calling an engage?
Fall in.
Okay. Chase him down.
Waiting on Yax to call something.
Keep going. Kind of far, but. Guys, get back.
Behind you.
Yeah, I'm literally
Guys,
waiting on
die.
Yax to call for an engage for me to actually do something. I've been invisible for about, I don't know, maybe 6 minutes out of this whole game and not done
Saying it
anything.
until someone comes free, but then nothing.
Yeah, I'm literally just waiting. Oh, NDC. Unlucky. Let's see how long we stay invisible here.
We didn't leave
Yeah.
the group, so it might be a DC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still no engage. Still no engage call or anything like that. Alright, there we go. Okay, so yeah, Pokemon DC. Anytime they leave the game and then leave the voice channel, they DC. So, let's see how long that match was, because I want to get the correct thing. Okay, so 8 minutes and 29 seconds. So let's do the math on this real quick. Where's my calculator? Okay. 8 minutes and 29 seconds, and you get a speed boost amp every 15 seconds. So let's just say 20 seconds to make it easier, and say it was 8 minutes and 30 seconds, right? So it takes, what, 3 20s to make a minute? So 1 minute times 8, that's 8 times 3, so 24 roughly chances to call engages, okay? And now let's say 4 or 5 of those was from spawn or something like that. So let's round it back down to even give you a bigger advantage there. You had 20 chances to call engages. We had enough times to call 20 fights, right? In those 8 minutes, you called 2 engages, and I think you called 3 disengages, and that was it. Why? Why are you not calling engages? Let me ask you that.
Sometimes we're already engaging, and I feel like I don't really need to say it, but I guess I should be saying it either way, so that's my bad.
Make it clear.
Yeah, you're the one calling the engage. Whether or not everybody's fighting, it doesn't make a difference. I'm literally sitting invisible waiting for you to call an engage. But you're not. You never called one. You called 2. And even when even in the times where they're not engaging, why are you not calling one?
It was a lot of I'm going in.
Yeah, let me. Okay, let's take it to the very first match, or the very first fight. Okay, so let me talk about the positioning there. Why are we holding in the cave with this team composition? We have nothing to hold there. We're running a Winston and a Reaper and a Sombra, and like nothing there can hold that objective. Nothing there does that. If we're running a Mei and some stuff that stalls, then yeah, okay, we can maybe run that there. But we're not running that. We lose that every single time. And we can't even hold there. We don't even have a shield to kind of hold that objective there. There's no reason to hold there. That was a very bad play and very bad positioning. And we also train would have been a lot easier.
We could take a second fight even if we lost.
Yeah, holding train would have been a lot easier because at least Monkey can actually jump, and we're kind of a little more in the open, and we can kind of make little things a little more crazy. But I mean, we're not really doing anything with there. So I was very confused on why we took the cave there. Okay, so anyways, let's go to the very first fight, because you did not call an engage there either. Why did you not call an engage?
Like I said, we were pretty much already fighting them, so I didn't think it was necessary, but I think I was mistaken there.
Okay, so what are you looking for when you're going to call an engage? Let me ask you that.
Well, it's kind of like when we reset, we're already going in, so we're not already fighting, so that's the point in time when I would call an engage.
So when we're not already fighting and we're already there?
Yeah, so...
That's the only thing that you're looking for?
Yeah.
You're not looking for anything on the enemy team. You're not looking on where the payload's at. You're not looking on the positioning of the enemy team. You're not looking at anything else. So when I'm asking at the end of the match, does anybody have any questions? And nobody asks any questions, I assume everybody knows why I'm calling it engages. I assume everybody knows why I'm saying hold these areas. But every time nobody says anything. If you guys don't understand why I'm saying something, then you need to ask. That is why I do these lobbies, and that is why I give time after every match to answer questions. For the people that don't know why I'm saying do this stuff. There's a lot of things that I'm looking at when calling an engage. There's a lot of things I'm looking at when taking different positioning, depending on the team comp, depending on the time that we have, depending on if we can keep winning fights, if I need to keep calling engaging. I'm looking at a lot of things. But you don't know that because I'm assuming you do already know that because you're not asking questions. I'm not going to go through my whole thought process every single time that we play a match. unless somebody asks a question about something specific. If you don't know, then I won't say anything. So you need to be looking at a lot more stuff other than making sure that we're just there. Just because we're all there, that's great. That's a good starting point. It's better than nothing. But you also have to make sure that we'll have an advantage during this fight. If you don't call for an engage, we won't know that we need to make sure we're using all our abilities. Because for one, and next time when we do this lobby, since it's been very rare that we've had people from stream just come into the lobby and fill up the lobby very quickly, which has been fun. If we ever have a lobby like this again and we work on the same thing, next thing that I will do is that everybody will be instructed to not do anything until we call for an engage, which means use abilities, use any cooldown, shoot, anything. We are literally going to wait for the engage. And if we die before the engage starts, well, then you should have called the engage 5 seconds earlier. Just to make it even more punishable for the person calling the engages.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So if that, pretend like I'm a McCree and like we not called and like someone's coming out, can I at least try to roll away?
No.
Okay.
We're literally going to wait. We're literally going to wait for an engage. Because I was staying invisible the whole time, waiting for something to happen. We never called engages. We called engages twice. That is when the EMPs went out. During the engage, that's when the EMP came out, and that's when we won the fight because everybody was engaging. So, if we don't call it, then I'm not gonna... There's no point in using anything because we're not necessarily going in. Just because somebody goes in doesn't mean we all need to engage. That could just mean that one person needs to go do their job. But that is not helping the person that is actually trying to learn how to engage because they clearly do not know when to engage and when to disengage. And if people's here seeing opportunities and stuff like that, which is why I said this is a very rare lobby that we have everybody in here from stream. Every now and then it may be a couple people, but whenever there's the majority, then I'll do a lobby like this, which has only happened maybe 3 or 4 times. So these lobbies are ran a little bit differently with different standards, because all you guys have been here before. So also, the whole point of you playing Lucio being your first time, it doesn't make a difference if you only played Lucio once or you're just now learning a new hero. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be playing a hero to understand when to engage and when to disengage. Once you understand when to disengage and when to engage, it doesn't matter what hero you're playing on. It will matter a little bit with cooldowns, but you don't have to have cooldowns to engage. If somebody's out of position, you can kill. Somebody's dead and we have an advantage, you engage anyways. Doesn't matter. Like, simple as that. You're looking at a lot of other factors to engage. It's not just one thing, and that's what happens in a lot of lower SRs, is that, oh, they have one thing, this means this thing. It is so black and white in lower ranks that it's crazy. And I told people on stream the other day, somebody's saying, oh, they have a Reaper, you're running Winston, even though the Winston's doing getting a lot of value, that the Winston should swap. Why? It's so black and white in lower ranks, you can't think like that. Everything is a gray area in Overwatch. It's not always going to be black and white. Just the same thing as the McCree when I was saying you shouldn't be dueling the Bastion, but there's a reason behind it. We just got the payload, they got bad spawn, all these other things. It's a very big gray area. Is it a good thing? Well, maybe not. We ended up winning that thing in the end, that point in the end, or well, not the fight, or not the match, but we ended up winning that thing in the end, like the objective for second point. But it wasn't like it was some black and white thing. It was a very gray thing, and it's not something that I would be able to say of like, okay, this was bad or this was necessarily good. Ideally, it's bad just because of the fact that they went to this area, but it wasn't necessarily bad that they went to take the duel and try to do that. It was just unfortunate. So alright, so that's pretty much it. Does anybody have any last questions or anything else I needed to go in more detail on or something like that before I head out?
Are you planning on doing anything tomorrow? I know you don't usually, but like...
No, that is the day. Wednesdays are now the days that I do renders for YouTube and have a social life.
Okay, so it's Mondays, Tuesdays, and is there one other?
Thursdays.
Okay.
So there would be a Monday, Tuesday stream, and then there will be a Thursday stream as well for Golden Under lobbies. And then if I do go live, maybe Sunday is the other day that I might be live. It just kind of depends. And if I am live on Sunday, usually those will be longer streams since I'm not working. So it just kind of depends. And I might do 2 lobbies that day. Last Sunday I did 2 lobbies. It just really kind of depends on what's going on. So any other questions?